Well, welcome to the fabulous Highlands International Motorsport Park. We're here for the final round of the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Championship, which is also the weekend of the 69th New Zealand Grand Prix, one of only two events recognised by the FIA outside of F1 with Grand Prix status. First tonight, joining us just for this weekend, just for a crack at the Grand Prix, Supercars runner-up last year, once a Toyota 86 driver over here in New Zealand, Broc Feeney. Broc, how difficult is that initial period going from a tin top into a Formula car with downforce, with wings and slicks? Because you had relatively little or no time in one ever, right?
Yeah, it's been a pretty scary couple of days, pretty much for me. I probably haven't been this scared driving a car since I probably first started. So it's been lots of fun. I've really enjoyed it. For me, just sitting in the car is so different. So on my outlap yesterday, I was sort of questioning what I was actually doing out here. Was I meant to be here? But once I got going, I felt a little bit more comfortable. But for sure, pushing the boundaries and getting out of my comfort zone, I'm pretty, I suppose, relaxed in that driving in a supercar these days. But to jump in something like this and, you know, hit the first corner or across the bridge and like getting air in an open wheeler car, it's certainly something new for me.
You watched Will do the first couple of rounds. It was pretty competitive. Did he give you any tips ahead of this weekend?
Yeah, we spoke a little bit. Yeah, he's given me a few ideas of just what to expect. But to be honest, most of the people I've spoke to just said, look, for the slow speed corners, it's a race car. You'll be fine. It's more the high speed stuff, which I'm still trying to learn at. But all the slow speed corners, it's a car. It's got 4 tyres and an engine, and it goes around all right. My biggest thing's trying to hang on to it. I'm obviously not very strong in sitting up so close to the wheel. I feel like SVG in a NASCAR driving this thing. But yeah, it's been hard work. But yeah, still got lots to learn. Luckily, I've had quite a few mates that have drove these cars. So you're just trying to ask everyone, get everyone's opinion. But until you get out there, you don't really know what to expect.
We were wondering if you and Will have a private bet on to see who's going to go better this weekend. Is there any bragging rights going?
Oh, of course there's bragging rights. That's the biggest Grand Prix here this weekend, me and Will. But no, look, it's going to be awesome. I just said do not run into me because we're both paying the damage bill this weekend, so you'll be getting an invoice.
Now, you hopped into the car that Josh Pearson was driving up until last weekend at Tauranga. He's gone back to do Indy Next testing. I believe he left you a little note in the car. Can you enlighten us a bit?
Yeah, I rocked up and Dennis, my mechanic, goes, you see the note Josh left? And I went and checked it and it said, can I drive the Bathurst 1000 with you? Yes or no?
And have you given him an answer?
Yeah, I said no because I've already got someone signed and it's my boss. So if I kicked my boss out, I probably wouldn't have a job. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Josh is a huge supercars fan, and I've been messaging him a little bit over the weekend, and he's really keen to come down, and he wants to drive one, but also just to come to Bathurst. It's pretty cool to see how excited he is about it. So hopefully, maybe we can do a car swap one weekend. He can let me drive his Indy Lights car, and he can have a steer of my supercar.
Broc, when you first got out of the car after your first run, you mentioned left foot braking and how you were trying it. Tell us the process of learning it. And why is it important in these cars? And how hard is it and how did you learn it? You know?
Yeah, it is a different one for sure. I mean, I suppose I left foot brake on the sim most of the time, so I can try and use that. I did try to see how hard it would be to right foot, to be honest. When I first got in, I'm like, there's my left, where's my right? But you can't feel anything. I feel like I just grabbed heaps of throttle. But to be honest, it's been fine. That's been the least of my worries this weekend. It hasn't really been a problem for me. These brakes are quite soft, so it's not like I've got to use heaps of leg muscle or anything like that. But yeah, that's been the least of my worries, thankfully.
Yeah, okay. Because in practice, you've just been getting faster and faster. In the last practice session, you went fastest. I just wanted to know, what are you kind of expecting from this weekend after like having such like a upward learning curve?
Yeah, I'm not really sure yet. Obviously, the biggest thing for me is to have fun and try and learn as much as possible. I mean, it's very hard to come in on week 5 at the Grand Prix and expect to set the world on fire, but I'm going to try and do my absolute best. But for me, it's a learning experience. I'm driving something new, and I've got a lot to learn even tomorrow. So yeah, end of today, I mean, the whole weekend's been really good. I've really enjoyed it and getting faster and faster. Have to keep looking at data from these young blokes. They're pretty quick. But yeah, it's been good. So look, I think once we get through qualifying, we should have a bit of an understanding on where we can expect to be in the race.
New Zealand Grand Prix, quite a prestigious event and race. Do you take that on board, or is it just another race to you?
Yeah, of course it's a huge race, and but yeah, there's probably be a few extra nerves. I mean, you just want to get through race 1 and 2 and really set up for the big one. But fortunately enough, I suppose I've raced at some big races now, and you still get nervous, but probably a little bit less. The big one for me is going to be race 1. Like, I did 2 practice starts in these things, and I've got a lot to learn. So I think getting off the line in race 1 and 2 and just learning how to race, I think will set me up for the Grand Prix.
Any advice from Shane?
Don't push the fire extinguisher.
Broc, it's great to have you here, and enjoy the weekend.
Thanks very much. Cheers.